You're listening to the Anxiety Ridden Moms Club,
the podcast for moms who love their kids deeply and still feel anxious, exhausted, and overstimulated.
Here, we talk about the messy stuff, the thoughts we don't say out loud, the pressure to do it all, and the journey back to ourselves.
Progress over perfection, always.
Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Anxiety Ridden Moms Club, the village where we're honest about the stuff no one warned us about.
And today we're talking about raising kids, confident kids, without accidentally raising perfectionists.
Because so many of us are trying to not repeat what we grew up with, pressure, expectations, approval tied to performance, but our anxiety sneaks in and creates a whole new set of problems.
Yeah, like we don't want to mess them up, so we try to control everything. Letting kids fail is brutal for anxious moms, like physically uncomfortable.
Because when our kids struggle, our brain goes straight to something is wrong. Let's fix it immediately.
But confidence doesn't come from getting it right every time. It comes from learning. I can mess up and I'll survive.
Safe failure doesn't mean throwing them into chaos. It means staying present without rescuing.
Like letting them forget their homework once, letting them struggle through a problem, letting disappointment happen.
And showing them I'm here, you're safe, you don't need to be perfect. Let's talk about praise, because not all praise builds confidence.
Yeah, there's such a difference between you're smart and you worked really hard on that.
When praise is tied to outcomes, kids learn that love and approval come after performance.
And then they stop trying things they might not be good at.
So instead of praising results, we focus on effort, persistence, and curiosity.
Because confidence isn't, I always win. It's, I can try, even if I don't. So, okay, let's get into this whole thing because my mind's just kind of like, I don't know, spinning about this subject.
Oh, yeah? Tell me more.
I don't know. I think even saying like the growth mindset sounds trendy, but really in real life, it's actually like, I don't know. It's actually really simple, but I think it's hard to sometimes teach others that it's simple. Like to teach our kids, like it's okay to fail because if you aren't failing, you aren't growing.
Or you're not trying.
Or you're not trying, you're not growing. Any of those things. Like realistically, like, people who are like, millionaires and billionaires, they didn't just do it because they never failed. A lot of people have lots of, that are, make tons of money. They have failed businesses because the reality of it is you have to do all that you try and you fail, you try and you fail, you try and you fail. So that way you become better.
Just as long as you keep getting back up.
Right, exactly. Just like mistakes. Mistakes aren't really an issue unless you didn't learn from the mistake. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, what is that? The definition of insanity. It's the same kind of concept. You know what I mean? So like, I just think that I don't know, we got to like figure out how to build that confidence in our kids and not have them shy away from it because they either have to be great at something or they don't try. And yet if you don't try, you don't grow. So what do you do to get your kids to try something new or do you ever have them put in situations of like, we're going to try this. It's something totally new.
Yeah. I just bought a tennis racket.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's true. It's happening. It's happening.
And who's playing it?
Me and Nora.
Oh, really?
Well, that was, and my mom, that was the intention. But then through conversation, we learned that maybe we should try pickleball because the courts are smaller and we won't die.
Yeah. I'd even tried tennis when I was young with a friend or something like that. We'd play it. And oh my God, it's hard. It's hard. Everybody looks like dink, dink, dink with the ball. And it's not. It's so hard. That whole court's huge.
If you're not growing, you're uncomfortable. Or if you're uncomfortable, I don't know.
If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. That's for sure. If you're comfortable, you're not growing.
Yes. So in 2026, I want to try things. I've told you I wanted to find freaking hobby.
Well, pickleball is becoming big, so do that.
I know. So we're going to try pickleball, but now I have a tennis racket. I don't know. It was like $3.99 at Ross. And so I was like, let's take up tennis. My mom's like, okay. It's just anything to like get us active and get us moving. But also, like, I want Nora to have an outlet. Like, I don't know. We've talked about this over and over and over again. Like, I was so consumed by my career that I don't know what I enjoy, like, outside of that. And so I'm learning. And so I have to try different things. And like, no, I'm not going to be a tennis pro, but also like Nora really, really thoroughly enjoyed gymnastics. And then the place she went to gymnastics with closed. And so my mom's like, play volleyball. And she's like, I don't want to play. And so we're just
Trying things.
Yeah. So like the two of us together are just trying to learn what we
Like.
and what we enjoy. And whether that's tennis or pickleball or
Something else in the end.
yeah. It is what it is. Something.
But I think that's good. But I think that's really good because I think that's kind of the whole point is to get out of your comfort zone.
I really want somebody to open one of those gyms where you like hang from the ceiling and bounce all over the place. What are those with the?
Oh, I know. They're like a bungee cord kind of thing.
Yeah. I really want to do that. If anyone listening wants to, that would be freaking awesome. But no, it's just finding things that we, not only that we enjoy, because we've talked about things that make us happy and things, but like one that we enjoy that make us move our asses and an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good outlet to when you're frustrated, like take it out on the punching bag, take it out on like something, you know, we go for walks, but like something more. I also want to go to one of those smash rooms where you just fucking smash shit. Cause I think that would.
I've not heard of those.
Yeah. They're like destruction rooms where you go and you pay money and you can take a fucking sledgehammer to walls and plates and throw plates and glasses. And
seriously?
Oh yeah. It's like a rage room. I think that's what they're called. Rage rooms. You know how much fun I would have? I don't know. My family's always like, you're angry. I'm not angry, dude. I just got a lot of pent up shit in here and I don't know what to do with it. I need an outlet.
I do think though, I think having something to try different. I think it's cool.
But how do you not do that without? So like I bought a handgun because I'm like, I'll go to the range and I will like pew pew things until I feel better. And then I went with my boyfriend and he's like, you're holding it wrong. You're doing this wrong. I'm like, fuck off. Like like whatever. And then I just got frustrated because I wasn't fucking great at it.
Yeah.
And now I don't do it anymore.
But see, that's the point. You're never great at something you don't know.
In his defense, he was like, you have to take your finger off the trigger when you're not shooting things. But it was like, whatever. I need something that's not deadly.
Yeah.
I don't think I could kill anyone with pickleball.
Well, and pickleball is becoming so popular that there's so many places to do it. So many different things opening up. It's not overly expensive, even when you go get a court or something like that. You know what I mean?
My sister was like, we have courts in town. And I was like, she's like, yeah, and I said Stoner Park and she said Skater Park all at the same time. Like, so we used the park for different things. It was the Stoner Park when I was in high school. It was the Skater Park when she was in high school. So I don't know what kind of park it is now, but they have pickleball apparently.
Yeah. Well, I even actually went with this one girl. She was starting to try to learn it and whatever. And there was like there's 2 courts, I think it was. She's like, oh, just meet me up there. Maybe we'll try it or something. And those people that were on the court, because it's just nothing that you don't like rent the time or anything like that. And it's only the 2 courts in a park. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm not sitting here for hours waiting for them to leave.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So it kind of sucks. But it's huge anymore. I mean, at least to learn it, I think there's a lot to learn. And if you're, find out at least if you like it or not. And the paddles and all that stuff can get very expensive. And the paddle matters. My dad plays a lot. He doesn't play as much now as he used to, but he used to play for hours on end a day. Loved every minute of it. But he would tell you the paddle matters.
The paddle matters. Huh.
Yes, it matters. But I do think it's cool though. I think it's neat you guys are going to do something different because she needs to do something just out of the norm and good for you and good for your mom. Building some confidence in your daughter and in you. Make you uncomfortable.
I'm going to be a freaking pickleball star with a fucking tennis racket that I bought from Ross.
Okay. So, we've talked about before about like sometimes we need to be putting our phones down. So that's a time that you need to have the phone up and I want to see some of this pickleball.
God, I'll let you know when we ever take up actual pickleball because like I'd rather go shopping. I don't know. Jesus.
But I do think that's the only way you get your kids to start realizing that life is bigger than what we even know. Like, if you stay comfortable and you don't try anything and we don't build on their confidence and everything, you stay in a very simple life.
And that's okay too. That's where I struggle, because you've got to be content with what you have, but like you want to strive to be better and do more too. And there's so much more life out there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you don't want them
To learn
always
and
to be
enjoy.
chasing. Yeah, you don't want them to always be stuck on chasing more to where they don't enjoy what they have. It's a
little slippery slope, I guess. I think that's the thing is, I think the thing is about just making sure they always know there's a big world out here and there's a lot of things to try. Just don't be scared to try it so that you don't ever wish later that you tried something that you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, people will talk about, do you ever, oh, you got any regrets from when you were younger? Or do you wish you would have done something when you were younger? You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people would tell you, even by the time they're in their 40s or 50s, would be like, yeah, I really wish I would have done this or done that. You know what I mean? Like, not that they have a list of 25 things, but that they have at least a couple of things. They're like, I just wish I would have gotten out of my comfort zone.
I think for me, it's follow your dreams, but have a backup plan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, have a contingency plan that if you don't end up like Taylor Swift, that you have a nursing degree to fall back on or something. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to chase their dreams and I want them to do whatever it is that they want to do. But at the same time, I want them to be realistic and not get caught with their pants down at some point. Like, if their singing career doesn't take off, or
that they have something they can do. I mean? Well, and that's the thing. I don't think the reality of it's like trying all these different things doesn't mean what are those people that like everything has to be like almost on the verge of death. They try it all. Like they're like addicted. Yeah. Like they're addicted to all that, like
adrenaline junkies.
Yeah. Like that's not what we're trying to like, get our kids to be doing. I mean, that would just make me nervous every day. A
lot of that changes, I feel like, when you have kids, because like I used to be an adrenaline junkie. Like, I probably would have jumped out of a plane. I loved adrenaline. I loved roller coasters. I loved Tower of Terror at Disney. And then like you have kids and it's like, oh my God, I don't need anyone falling out of the sky that quick. Like, it's crazy what kids do or change you as far as like, no, stay 2 feet on the ground at all times. Like,
yes. Life is way scarier when you have kids.
It's
like, you just think like the world is just like nothing bad's going to happen to you and life's just whatever and no worries, no cares. Then you get older and you're like, oh my God, did you lock that door? Even my husband, who's never been paranoid about that, he's like, okay, you've turned me into you. He's like, I've locked all the doors. I even checked the side door. I did this. I did that. And I'm like, good, I can sleep. He goes, you can trust me. I did it all.
Can I though? Or do you have to recheck it? 'Cause
I used to recheck it. Now I do trust him because he's gotten to the point where I know he wants it now done. Like, he's now checking it for himself. It's not like, oh yeah, I got to do it for Gina. Because then you're not always 100% checking. But when you do it for yourself, then I know I can trust he's doing it now.
But it all goes full circle, because that's all anxiety. Like, because you have anxiety that someone's going to kidnap you in the middle of the night, or gotta quiet the voices. How do we quiet the voices?
It's hard. But I do think that confidence helps deal with a lot of problems. I think it helps our kids to get through the rough ages of middle school and high school. The more confident kids definitely are better. But I also think you got to be careful, because if you tell the kids, like, oh, you're just so smart. Oh, you're just so great. There's always those fine lines and everything too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't love the everybody gets a trophy.
No.
Like, there are winners and losers. And I feel like being competitive makes you successful in life. Like, you have to have that competitive. We know from our former life, like, you have to have that competitive itch. You have to have that itch that makes you want to be, quote unquote, better than other people. Just like us with this podcast. Like, we want to be better. We want to be the best. But I think it's the willingness to grow and learn, and to not always think. That's where the arrogance piece kind of comes in, that we talked about a few episodes. Like, you want to learn and you want to strive to be the best, but you also have to have some humility and know that you aren't the best, and take feedback where feedback is given. And
well, and I that's the whole thing is, I just even like in talking about this, I think that we've, this is our 3rd season. There's lots to learn. So I mean, like, I know that at the end of the day, there's still more to learn. to be better, to get better, to have the content be a certain way, you have to learn it. And there's a lot of people who would that they do shy away of different things because it's, other people listening. What do they think? And then they can get caught up in that. Or, man, I didn't like that episode. It wasn't my favorite. You know what I mean? And then does that make me a failure? When to me, I just look at it as it's all about growing. Everything, I'm sure there's episodes that people listen to that they love and episodes they listen to, they're like, yeah, whatever.
I'm the biggest butthead because I'll be like, didn't like it. Didn't like it. Scratch it. Start over. You're like, they don't all have to be your favorite.
No.
But I get super disappointed when they're not because I'm like,
And which is good, though. It's what drives you to keep moving. You know what I mean? Like, you have to say, okay, it wasn't my favorite. We could do better.
Right.
And I think that's true of everything. I just think it's like if people would just try something that they're scared of, sometimes just might open something that they, in themselves, even if it doesn't grow to be huge like the person thinks, that at least it just opens up that confidence of like, maybe it takes you in a different direction that you never even imagined. The door never would have been open to you if you hadn't tried something different. You know what I mean? Even pickleball. Might try something in pickleball. It may not be your thing, but it turns you guys to something else. And all of a sudden Nora flies off it to do something completely amazing. You know what I mean?
I just bought a tennis racket and now I've already moved on from tennis to pickleball. Like, how did that happen? I'm like, but I was willing to learn when people are like, the courts are smaller. I'm like, okay, that's probably where we need to start.
Yes.
And I want them, I want them to find their own niche, their own hobbies, their own things that make them happy. But I'm super pumped if we can find things that we can
do together.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Even crafting and different things like that. It's just taking an interest in other things. And it's nice to have time to be able to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. I definitely have to get my head out of Netflix because
I know
shit to watch.
Well, we get way into it during these next couple months because it's cold outside and nothing to do, and I just like a fire going and the TV rolling. Yes. Those are like my favorite weekends. Just leave me alone. I just want to do this. But I definitely want to make sure, especially during this winter too, that I do a couple other things to, I don't know. Like my daughter actually likes some different crafts, and I'm like, I think I want to see if there's something she wants to go and like learn, like a craft, just like a one time even. Let's learn this particular thing, like those doormats or something. My
pottery
sister,
wheel. Why don't you make me something nice
in pottery? I am not a pottery girl. That is no.
We were gonna take up reading too, so we got to work on that.
Oh yeah, I got to freaking read too.
You're gonna read the Bible.
I am gonna do that. I actually realized I was like, oh shit, it's January 3rd. I'm supposed to start. So, but I am going to do that. That's a daily thing. And then read books because I told you I'm purchasing this book. So Unfuck Yourself is our first book and I am starting it. And I looked at another book that I'm considering for our next one, but I'll get all that fit in too. But I got a 100,000%. I always like to focus something that I'm going to do with my daughter.
Yeah.
And so like there's different things. There'll be like a class for like, 2 hours. You just come to this one class or something and learn, I don't know, some sort of crafty shit.
Nora loves to bake too. She told me, she's like, baking makes me happy.
Oh, see, she would love they have a lot of classes like you can take for like mother-daughter classes for a cooking class or something.
For sure.
And just go like one Saturday or something.
Yeah. And if it helps build the confidence, because that's what I want her to be a confident human being. I don't want her to be an asshole, but I want her to have the confidence to know that she is the best version of herself and that she's going to keep growing and learning. And it's okay to suck at things and just keep trying. And why it's more of a like, go with the flow, like fuck it kind of at it. Like he just, he does whatever. He's content doing whatever. And she's more the one that's like, you can just tell she's dying to find something that lights her on fire. And I want to help her. I want to help her do that.
Well, and I think so, so Casey has 2 boys and they are 3 and 5. So they own a gym. Freedom Fitness is the gym that they own. And, so it's obviously a huge part of their life, huge part with the kids. So they actually even got their boys involved in this ninja. It's a ninja kind of class, but it's really like reminds you of like what's that show with all the obstacles on it?
Oh God,
there's like one where they get they get hit down hard, but then there's other ones with just obstacle course, basically. And so basically that's what this place has, is it's a huge obstacle course kind of thing.
Ninja zone.
Yeah. And so they do that, which tremendously helps their confidence, because they'll try any of it. If they fail, they fail. They just keep trying it. And all of a sudden then they beat that one. You know what I mean? And then at home, he actually built like this downstairs kind of ninja thing. So it's like all these rings and bars and stuff that hang from the ceiling that you can go from one to the next. And then you can do a climbing wall. And it's just a whole complete setup in his basement. But the kids love it. And we've been able to watch as they video them how much they've grown and how their strength is. And so like my grandson, he even sent one. I think he did like 5 pull-ups. And I mean like 5 full, strong pull-ups.
That's awesome.
Not like kind of a pull-up. Like, I mean, strong pull-ups. You know what I mean? And I just think that he's done a great job when it comes to those kinds of things, as far as physically, to put themselves out there and try it. And if you fail the first time, who cares? You just keep trying, and then you make it happen. So I really do think that stuff is cool. I think it's something that is definitely good for these kids, especially when they're little. And I think physically, there's always that aspect that you definitely want to challenge your kids physically to do different things, because that kind of gives them the confidence. And then I think we got to find other ways to do things that mentally makes them still kind of want to challenge themselves. Because like I can tell you, even like for me in school, I have to read something like 3 and 4 times to understand it. My reading comprehension is not strong. And so it takes me a little longer. So a lot of times I just get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, whatever. You know what I mean? So it really wasn't about just keep at it. You'll get better. No, I won't. But I kind of wish I had something or somebody back then that probably would have helped me with the situation when I struggle with, to teach me, wait, maybe like there is a way through it or over it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that I didn't. So other things I always feel like, sports related or physically, I do feel like those are challenges that you can take that are good to realize you can fail, just like kids who get in sports, whatever. But I also think that mentally we need to come up with some different things to build our kids' confidence that they can do other things as well, just to expand horizons, make it bigger than what we can imagine that we just like, honestly, like if you look at your life and you think of where you're at and you sit and think, when I was a little kid, did I think I'd be here? And you realize, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this is not where I thought I'd be. Well, if you didn't have certain things happen to you, you wouldn't be in those positions.
Right. Wake up every day and fight for the life you want to live, for sure.
Yes. And then just and like you said, be happy and content with what you have.
And have a backup plan if it doesn't work out.
Yes. I always have a dream. I think dreams are important.
Dear God, don't make it
have
in
dreams.
DME. Don't make it in medical equipment. Find a fucking job that does not entail. I tell ya.
Yes. But there's so many opportunities, I think, now, and so many things that people can, I don't know, turn into things. But if you don't have the confidence, you'll never do it. And now the kids really especially have a lot of opportunity in front of them, I think, for entrepreneurship stuff. Even if it's like you said, go get your job, your career that you believe in, that if I do these things, I will make this money, I will do these things. But here's my dream, and put some effort into that as well. And if it makes it, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if you didn't try, you'll never know.
You'll never know. Yeah, that's true.
And then your kids will have I don't know. I think it's empowering sometimes, even when you fail.
Yeah, for sure. Just pivoting. I think that's the biggest thing, is just change is okay. Mm-hmm. Changing plans are okay. If it didn't turn out exactly like you see, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Or exactly like you planned, like that's all fine. It's just, enjoying.
Looking forward and keeping your eyes and ears open for the next adventures. Because I think a lot of times people fail, especially kids, they'll fail and they just shut down. I'm not going to look for anything else. I'm not going to try anything else. Why would I do that? I felt stupid, or you know what I mean? Those kinds of things. And I
hear my niece saying, I hate that. I hate that. I don't want to. I hate that. You might try something, probably me and pickleball. I hate that. That is not it. But not giving up on everything, just giving up on pickleball, maybe. Right. See, I'm already giving up before I even try.
Yeah, I'm going to hold you to it to see if you actually end up doing pickleball.
I'm going to play some pickleball. If anyone listening is a pickleball pro, you reach out to me, because I'd like to play some pickleball. I'm probably going to freaking die, for God's sakes. I'm only going to be, I don't know, just I just want something that we enjoy. And for me, I think the biggest thing now in this phase that I'm in is, what's the saying? You don't want to work to live. You don't
want to live to work.
Live to work. You work to live.
Yep.
Live your life. I want my kids to not be scared, to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. I don't want them to live their lives in fear. I don't want them to worry about failing. Like, if you fail, pick yourself up, do it again, do something else again, make changes. Don't be afraid to learn, grow, change. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you don't continue to learn and grow, like, the world will pass you by. And so not everyone is going to be able to be a content creator where you sit at home and just make TikToks all day. Like,
no, and even if you do that, it takes a lot of time. So you have to have other things going on. And it's good to have your hands in a couple pots, keep it moving and rolling. And the younger you are to figure that out, the better off you'll be, because then by the time you have a spouse and family and all those kinds of things, you'll have settled and figured more out. But it doesn't mean you have to wait till then.
And I don't want them to think that anything is going to be handed to them on a silver platter, that everything takes work and everything is hard. You're not just going to be a content creator, a Taylor Swift, whatever overnight. You've got to put in the work, and that's where work ethic comes in. Like, you have to have work ethic, and
nowadays, if you have work ethic, you will rise.
Because a lot of people don't. So how do we raise kids that have work ethic and want to work hard?
Yep. And I think that comes from, just like even in this whole idea of confidence and building their confidence will help them to grow the work ethic because they want things.
I feel like in today's day and age, like, to have a job is to show up on time, and to show up.
Yep. That's about it.
Is 50% of the battle is showing up and showing up on time. And if you do that,
you already are ahead of people. And then you have too many kids that really are like, I'm here, but they say anything I don't like. I don't need to listen to them. I don't care what they say. I'll just go get another job. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. And it's just so, I don't know. It's just not, it's not if they're going to get ahead. I think too much where TikTok and all those different things have brought good things to people. It's also brought a lot of people thinking like, there's a million other things I could be doing. I don't need to put up with this. I could be a millionaire and be a YouTuber.
And we would all love to be.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
But the truth is, it's just doesn't happen because you say you want it to happen.
Right.
I mean, you have to put in effort, and you have to stick with it, and you have to stay consistent. Consistency is a big thing. I think kids, a lot of times that's the thing. Something starts to feel like it's tough and they stop. So how do we get our kids past that tough point? And make them realize, okay, it's hard right now, but let's do this. And I do think some of the things, even like I said, that Casey's doing with the challenging of the physical stuff when they're that young, makes them realize it was hard, but look what I did. And it gives them later, when those kids are, even 10, that he'll be able to say, well, don't you remember you couldn't even do a pull-up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now look at you at 10 years old, you're doing 50 pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was hard, but you kept at it and you made it happen. So now look at school. We can do the same thing with school. Now look at this job. We can do the same thing with this job. I think that's what's going to take us the whole way through. I think a big part of the problem that we also have is the fact that anxiety as moms, we kind of tend to overcorrect our kids too. And then, or you try to overperform. So you try to make it that they never feel a struggle, or they never feel discomfort. Everybody wins. All those things. And a lot of it's driven because we're anxious and trying to kind of like fix.
Well, it comes
everything,
from love. It comes from love, and it comes from fear, wanting them to feel safe and that they're the best thing in the world. But they're not always, they're not always going to be the best at everything.
No.
And that's okay.
No, I agree. I think it's, I don't know. I think we have to have, confidence doesn't grow in like constant cushioning of these kids. It just doesn't. You have to put them out there, challenge them mentally, physically, and whatever it is. And you have to trust them that they know, sometimes the most powerful thing we can say is, I trust you. I trust you to make the decision that you need to make and how you want to go forward. I don't know. Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing. So let's give some like actual scripts that you can use in the moment.
All right. When they feel frustrated, it's okay. Maybe say it's okay to feel upset. What do you want to try next? Like, this didn't work out. When pickleball doesn't work out, what are we going to say? It's okay to feel upset. What do you want to try next? But always make sure there's a next.
Yes.
So you don't just quit and give up, you know?
Yes. There has to be something else that we can try. You know, that's the thing. When they mess up, mistakes help us learn. This isn't the end. That's like I always say, you know, a mistake is only a mistake if you did not learn from it. Otherwise, it was just a learning event.
Yeah. And whatever they want to fix, I'm here to help. I trust you. Let's do this, you know?
Yeah. And maybe the most important one, you don't have to be perfect to be proud of yourself. I mean,
be proud of the failures. Yeah. You know,
exactly. You tried. You could be like other people sitting on the sideline who they have nothing more to do but to try to poke fun at you for trying, but they're doing nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
We're not raising confident kids by being perfect moms.
No, we're raising confident kids by being present, honest, and willing to grow alongside them.
If this episode hit home, you're not alone and you're not doing it wrong.
This is the work. This is the messy middle.
And this is why the village exists.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Take what you need, leave what you don't, and be gentle with yourself. And if you want to stay connected, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the ARMC.
And remember, you're not broken, you're becoming.
We'll see you next time.